Good day and welcome to the dining room table. Former President Donald Trump said that he would have been arrested by March 21st. He went on to his True Social, that's his social media platform, and he put out a bunch of messages. You can go there and check them out. I didn't take all of them. We're going to go through a couple of them, but he's been putting out a lot. He's been naming names. He is, you know, it's a lot going on there. I mean, Donald Trump, he likes attention. So there was no record. No one has made an announcement about him being indicted. Law enforcement, I'm pretty sure, Donald Trump is a former president. He's a high profile. There will be a whole press conference, and we will cover it here, if that happens, because all of this is alleged. Um, you know the Manhattan District Attorney Bragg, he has posted stuff on his Twitter and a press release, which we're going to go through as well. And then also former Donald Trump's attorney, Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen is on a revenge tour. He spent some time in prison over this alleged arrest that's coming to Donald Trump for some hush money that was said to be given to an adult filmmaker, and his attorney went to jail for it, went to prison for it, and now he's coming out. He wrote a book. He's doing media tour. We're gonna hear from him. I have his video. Very interesting. This is the president of the United States of America. And he's putting out these messages. Mayor Adams did a press conference and they asked him about this, and he says that his team is paying attention to the social media. It said that in the Manhattan area, the court area, there's a lot of police presence. This is going to cost the city a lot of resources, a lot of overtime, a lot of money, because they're gonna have to pull out. I'm sure they're pulling out drones and snipers and horses and all kind of stuff. This is not just anyone getting arrested. This is the former president and Donald Trump. He If you study real estate around the time when he was giving a lot of conferences and conventions, and he wrote his books and his audios. When you heard real estate, that's who you heard. You heard Donald Trump. You attended those things, and whether you take the good and you saw what he did, that seemed kind of, oh, but this is how he does real estate. All this, even these posts, this is how he does real estate. And when you hear from his attorney, Michael Cohen, he says practically the same thing. Him saying protests, as the former president, you may have people who come out and don't look for a peaceful protest as they're allowed. They may come out, be angry. They may have mental illness. They may, go to the extreme. And we saw from Capitol Hill what happened, and it was not nice. And he may put in his post peaceful protests. I saw that somewhere, but then he has other words in there that are trigger words that, look, when he lost the election to President Biden, he lost with 75 million votes. That's a lot of votes. That's a lot of votes when you have about 130 million registered votes. That's a lot of votes. So he has a lot of followers and people who are, you know, listening to him, wanting him, And I'm no longer a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent. And I'm listening to what the sides are saying. There are Republicans on Twitter who are pleading for charges to be dropped. Uh, Former Vice President Pence, who is very angry. with Donald Trump because of Capitol Hill attack and the violence and the danger. But he still said he doesn't agree with Donald Trump getting arrested. He believes there's so many other things, inflation and crime. And he just gave all these things that he believes uh, they should be focused on. They called out the Democrats to say that this is what they ran on in order to get Trump. I mean, it's a war when you go onto social media and you look at the different things that are said. I saw there was a hashtag, indictment watch party. I think that's what it was. So the Democrats and Republicans are really um, going back and forth with this. Uh, uh, Donald Trump is running a campaign. He's running to become president again. So through all of this, he is running an election, and it'd be interesting to know like what's going on with Secret Service. Because he is the former president, but now he has this situation. Does he go to Rikers Island? Right? Is he gonna go to Rikers Island and have to make a meal, or is he gonna go to bookends? Are they gonna bump him up to the judge after all them other people was sitting there? Like what? You know, he's the former president, so more than likely they'll walk him in and sign some papers and you know get his bond, and he leaves and he goes back on campaign, right? So maybe that's probably what would happen. The other thing with this protest thing is you have those groups of people who are from other cities, and they look at social media, they look at the tension in the different cities, and there could very well be a peaceful protest, and they come and they smash the property and destroy the property and start and they're not even from there. And then that small property owner, their property is destroyed, or that small mom and pop business, you know, it's gone. Or, the bigger companies, I mean, they have insurance, but, you know, amongst that they lose the services. There's so much to it, and these people come from other places, and that's another problem that the police department is going to have to deal with this. You have the angry Trump supporters, and you have these people who come in to instigate and destroy. And I always think everything is connected to real estate in some way. So I think you come in there and you destroy and you devalue the properties, and then you can come back and pick up the properties cheap. Because if you're coming in there, I mean, you watched, even during Black Lives Matter, you watched how those properties were destroyed in those communities, and the people who were hitting the glasses were people who had the right equipment. The right equipment. I'm in real estate, and when you go to these properties, yes, you have gates. You have gates depending on the communities that these retail places are. But the glasses, they're not, you can't break them that easily. You need something. You need a special tool to do it. And these people came and they had these special tools to do it. So these are all the things that they have to think about. uh and like I said, it's gonna cost the city a whole lot of money and a whole lot of resources in order to do this. And then saying protest, 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 that means that if he does have to go into the office to turn himself in, then there's a big crowd, there's people, they may be angry, take back our nation, you have all of that. I don't think Mayor Adams or Commissioner Shul really care that he's the former president. I really don't think they care. I think that they are just going to they are not going to allow a Capitol Hill to. There's no way. No way. If they are up all night at one police plaza, they are bringing their drones, they doing everything. They are not going to allow. And here's the thing, a lot of the Trump supporters are in states where you know, they used to carrying their guns on them. You can't do that in New York City. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And I believe I saw an announcement that the city put out, just letting out of towners know, you come here, you come in here for a peaceful protest. If you protesting, for Trump, you come in peacefully, right? You're gonna support him peacefully, but don't bring your guns here, and don't do that Capitol Hill stuff here. So we are going to look through some of these messages that he put out, and then we're going to see some of the stuff that the district attorney put out, and then we're going to see hear a message from his attorney, um, Michael Cohen, his former attorney Michael Cohen. So here he says, page 2, now illegal leaks from a corrupt and highly political Manhattan district attorney's office, which has allowed new records to be set in violent crime and whose leader is funded by George Soros, indicate that with no crime being able to be proven and based on an old and fully debunked by numerous other prosecutors fairy tale, the far and away leading Republican candidate and former president of the United States of America will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Protest. Take our nation back. This right here is former President Donald Trump posting messages onto his Truth social media site. And like I said, it could be marketing. There has been no announcement, even though law enforcement is getting the place secure. There has been no announcement, a recent announcement of anything of that nature. Media is reporting that grand jury is allegedly meeting, and the meeting kept being pushed back. But I like to hear it from the people's mouth directly. So when those press conference comes out, or those press releases come out, we will show them here. So he's telling the people to protest. I wonder what people in other countries are thinking. Like, are they like sending out like travel, warnings? Don't go to America. Don't go to Manhattan because it must be like crazy over there. This is the former this would be the first time in history that this ever happened, that a former president uh, of America was uh, was brought up on criminal charges. He is really like letting, and he's not stopping. He's not stopping. I don't know who is typing these for him. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's his lawyers. I don't know, but if somebody take his phone. I fi- I find it very hard to believe that a racist. Come on, Donald Trump. Come on. And to the Donald Trump supporters, he says, I find it very hard to believe that a racist. Donald Trump has made many racist comments. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Soros backed DA who let out murderers, rapists, and drug dealers walk free. You see, Donald Trump here is basically saying, how dare you? How dare you try to arrest the former president of the United States? How dare you? How dare you? That's basically what he's saying. And like I said, I wonder if other countries are looking at what's happening in America and saying, this, can you believe this? I'm gonna look for some. I'm gonna look to see if I can, and if I have to get translators if needed, because I'm pretty sure everyone looks at America. Everyone looks in New York City, and for the former president, very high profile situation for law enforcement. You know, uh, he has to get fingerprinted, he has to get processed, but he's a president, he has secret service. So how does that whole situation get arranged? Like, this is going to cost the city a whole lot of money, a whole lot of money. So it is a district attorney. This is Donald Trump's words. None of these words are my words. It is a district attorney of Manhattan who is breaking the law. He believes that Donald Trump believes that the district attorney of Manhattan brags he is breaking the law, interference in the presidential election. That's what he is saying. The Republicans, as I said, is saying that this is all um, uh, politics. Um, the Democrats are saying, it's about time. Like I said, I saw a indictment watch party. I think New York City really doesn't care. They're gonna do whatever they got to do. The mayor and the commissioner are gonna do what they got to do because all they know, I can tell you that you know what they're probably saying in the meeting. Don't make this another Capitol Hill. Don't make this another Capitol Hill. That's the warning. Come here, you come here. You're gonna protest in New York City. You're gonna protest peacefully. The people of New York City, the people of these boroughs, you know, get your cameras, right? Make sure your doors are locked, but also law enforcement, I'm pretty sure that they meeting to say, listen, don't come here with your nonsense in our cities, okay? So uh he's saying that it's his attorney who is the liar, who is the felon, who is the jailbird. Now, allegedly, his attorney went to jail because of his situation. So now that his attorney is out, his attorney is ready to just testify and say whatever he has to say. He is on a revenge tour. But Donald Trump is stating here that he thinks the district attorney is the one who should be, uh, accountable for the crime of interference of a presidential election because like I said, he's still running for election. Listen, 75 million people voted for him even though he lost to President Biden. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people who, I mean, you can't sleep on that, his voice, and he knows that. This is how he did real estate. He knows uh the 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 power of his voice with 75 million people that he's putting out these messages, and that's why it's also dangerous. And that's why Republicans or Democrats already dismiss all this, but Republicans who look at some of this you know may think that this is okay to say this could be dangerous. This could be very dangerous. So Alvin Braggs, you know, put out a tweet, uh, April of 2022, put out a tweet. New from Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg is they're investigating the Trump organization, and he put out a press release that he was and he pinned it. I found that to be interesting that it was pinned to the top of the Twitter. It's still there, that Trump will be investigated. So the press release that followed the the tweet, it basically uh, states that the Manhattan District Attorney is getting a lot of questions about investigating the president, former President Donald Trump and his Trump organization. And they're constantly getting questions on it. How's it going? Is it still going on? And he basically said, yep, we are still investigating the Trump organization. And this was pinned to the top of his Twitter. So, I'm sure they're in communication. Um, Donald Trump, he always pays his attorneys very well and makes sure he gets the attorneys that he wants, whoever they are. Oh, Michael Cohen, his former attorney, who's going on this tour, this media tour, he said he did an interview and said he regrets uh, ever working for Donald Trump. He went against what his wife and his children said, and that was the worst decision ever. But we're going to see some of this. So this is, again, Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg's uh, tweet and his press release. So now uh, Donald Trump posts another one. It's time. We are a nation in steep decline, being led into World War III by a crooked politician who doesn't even know he's alive. Come on, Trump. I mean, why do it can't be that much politics to say something like that? That is so mean. And yet Trump is not even that much younger than President Biden. So you can't even talk like that. Who doesn't even know he's alive? Come on. There's Republicans out there who can say, "Come on, that's not nice." But who is surrounded by evil and sinister people who, based on their actions on defunding the police, destroying our military, open borders, no voter ID, inflation, raising taxes, and much more, can only hate our now failing USA. We just can't allow this anymore. They're killing our nation as we sit back and watch. We must save America. Protest, protest, protest. Is this even safe for a former president to be putting out? Oh my goodness. I mean, other countries are looking at America and saying, what in the world is going on over there? What in the world? The former president is saying to protest while he's actively campaigning. He says he's about to be arrested. Like, they must. I'm going to. I have a couple videos from other countries. I'm gonna get some people that can translate. We're gonna see what other people are saying, because this is something else. And this is New York City. You know, you could travel all over the world, right? But this is New York City soil. This is that all of this is happening in. So, former President Donald Trump received an endorsement from the NYPD's union. And here he put out a message. Can you imagine the great New York City Police Department, correctly referred to as New York City's finest, who, for the first and only time in history, endorsed a president, me, and honored me as Man of the Year, having to defend and protect the defunders and cop haters of the radical left that want to put their greatest champion and friend in prison for a crime that doesn't exist? All while the Soros backed DA allows murderers and other violent criminals to freely roam the sidewalk of NY. Donald Trump, come on. NYPD did not endorse you. NYPD's union endorsed you. And I'm pretty sure every single uh, NYPD was happy that you were endorsed. And in fact, I believe seeing something about that there were people allegedly that did not like the fact that the union endorsed you because they didn't agree with that the endorsement. So come on, don't say that. I mean, it's almost as if he's like, NYPD love me. They're not gonna do nothing to me. Look, they love me. They love me. They know. NYPD know. They look, correctly referred to as New York City's finest. This is how exactly how uh, real estate Donald Trump does real estate. This is exactly, if you read his books, if you listen to his audios, in the time when I was learning real estate, like I said, you hear real estate, you hear his name. This is exactly how he maneuvers his deals. So his attorney I mean, they're going at it. This is like real life former president of America, his attorney. They are going at it back and forth on social media for the world to see. New York City Mayor Eric Adams said in his press conference that they are monitoring social media, and this is what they're doing. So Michael Cohen, dumb, I bleeped out some stuff, right? Donald taking his lies to his failing social media platform. So he's playing the social media platform that he's posting his stuff on. The orange crusted ignoramus is on full display with another incorrect use of the English language. The word isn't acquisition. You possibly meant accusation. Best words. Like they are at it. So now he goes in and he starts talking about, well, Donald Trump went first and then he did his reply. But Donald Trump's message was about, the alleged adult filmmaker that got some hush money. And, Donald Trump is saying it's all lies. I did nothing wrong. In the blank case, he's calling her a name. I see she showed up in New York today trying to drum up some publicity for herself. I haven't seen or spoken to her since I took a picture with her on a golf course in full golf gear, including a hat, close to 18 years ago. She knows nothing about me other than her con man lawyer and convicted. This is the president putting this stuff out on social media. Never had an affair with her. Oh my goodness. He is going on and on. Okay, so here is his former attorney again, led the incompetent team representing Diaper Donald. Question my credibility. I'm ready. So, you know, he was Donald Trump's former attorney. So he was his team before. And Donald Trump in his real estate speakings, he always talks about making sure his attorneys are paid very well when it comes to real estate. Like I said, he's moving exactly the way he does real estate. So he's calling his team incompetent, and he's testifying against Donald Trump. He is on a revenge tour. He is taking a stand. He wrote a book. So they are going to question his credibility. And he said he can. He said, but remember, he just came out of prison for this situation here, what they're looking at Donald Trump now for. So he's ready to tell all. He wants Donald Trump to, go through what he went through. He says, remember Diver Donald saying he would arrest all the leakers. So Donald Trump said that the information of him getting arrested on March 21st was leaked, right? No one has made an announcement. Who knows, right? So he's just taking everything Donald Trump said, and he's calling him Diaper Donald. He said he's just ranting. He's calling him a lunatic. He clearly knows something not yet disclosed to the public, and they're like I said, going back and forth with each other on social media. What I want to show you here is a video. um Please, viewer discretion advised for this part, because this is his former attorney and he is like really letting loose on Donald Trump. He is ready to go. He is um, pretty angry, pretty angry with what is happening. And we're gonna hear he feels like Donald Trump destroyed his life, and now he wants to see Donald Trump go down. Uh, the Democrats want to see him go down. Even the Republicans who don't like him, who he has done wrong, still don't want to see him go down, which is it's so strange, because they're riding with him. 75 million people voted for him in the last election. I think we need to pay attention to what he is saying. This is a former president of the United States. He's putting out a lot of messages. If you live in New York City, maybe you don't want to go into New York City for a couple of days until they handle what they handle. So it's good to know what's going on. I am going to share this video with you, and here is his attorney. Viewer discretion advised, because he is going to start saying some words.
This is Michael Cohen with another Michael Cohen Reacts. Well, my friends, the journey has now finally come to an end. The January 6th committee, after a year and a half of their investigation, of their witnesses, of their testimonies, of their documentation, have finally now made the decision that they're going to refer this matter to Merrick Garland, to the Justice Department, for indictments against Donald J. Trump. That's right. Finally, they're going to do it. Now, I want to be very clear that that doesn't mean that Merrick Garland has to do it. The weight of that decision is not on Congress. That is now going to be taken up by Merrick Garland. But to be honest with you, I cannot imagine that this guy, based on all the information that we heard, based on all the evidence that's been presented, that there are not criminal referrals here. Let me tell you, to me, I thought Liz Cheney's comments about her forefather fighting in the Civil War for 4 years, and that no president in American history has ever done what this dipshit has done, what dipshit Diaper Donald has done, which is try to take over the United States of America, to destroy our democracy, or as he likes to say, to tear up the Constitution. Now, I do have to say that my big concern here is timing. It's always timing, because that's Donald's MO. It's always delay, delay, delay in order to provide him with some sort of a benefit. My hope is that they move on this and move on this quickly, because as we all know, the House is going to change, and that the power will then be with the Republicans, and chances are they're going to do everything that they can to interfere, as they have done throughout this entire process. So my friends, stay tuned. We're on it.